I think that compared to a lot of universities, we were quite good with the whole COVID situation. There was always so much communication, and I always felt safe knowing that everyone was adhering to the guidelines as much as possible. And obviously there was a lot of anxiety, particularly around returning, but the university tried to make sure that that transition was as clean and as safe as possible. And even people who were a bit more hesitant about returning, they understood why people would be, and there was a lot of allowances made to make sure people felt as comfortable as possible. I think we're definitely returning to normality, though I don't think we're at normal yet. I know as an SU we've had to adjust the way we think about running events. For example, we got our table service app so that we could run our bar directly to people, so people weren't having to come up to the bar and mingle with people and risk or compromise social distancing. And it's still just as much fun when you're there in your small groups of people, and there's still that buzz and that atmosphere than there was, but it mitigates a lot of the risks that we were worried about with opening up. So we had our library open and study spaces open before we could access equipment. But the second that the government guidelines allowed us to access equipment, we were back in the studios, we were back using sewing machines and whatever else it was that people needed. I think because of the kind of courses that are taught here, because it's a specialist arts school, they understand the importance of using specialist equipment in order to complete our courses. And so there was so much in trying to get us back in as soon as possible so that we could make the best things that we could. We received regular emails from senior staff who would work with the student union to make sure that we all understood what the guidelines were and what the protocols were, and we all had to do regular tests before we could come in, and we had to sign a sheet to say that we had taken those tests, and so you felt safe knowing that everyone was keeping to the same protocols that you were keeping to as well.